Well, as we mentioned earlier in the show, there's a lot more going on at the 66th Annual Cannes Film Festival than just the movie screenings.
That's right. So here with the latest inside scoop on the movies, the drama, and the awards is movie critic Mike Sargent. Mike, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Yay!
And before we get started, we have to confirm this. Because we keep hearing Cannes. How is it officially pronounced?
I've been told officially it's Cannes.
Cannes Film Festival.
That's what I've been told.
Okay, so we're good on that.
All right, so we're good to go.
So for those that aren't familiar with Cannes Film Festival, what exactly goes on here and what's supposed to happen?
Okay, Cannes Film Festival is something that was really started as a cultural competition to the Venice Film Festival, which at one time was the biggest film festival there was. And at this point, Cannes Film Festival is probably the most well-known film festival in the world, but it's also a film market. So films are sold and bought there as well. So it's not just showing films, it's celebrating all the film, and you make deals there, and that's how you get your foreign distribution. Wherever country you're from, you go there to sell your film.
But it seems like all of the drama is happening off screen this year.
You know, it's so
people
bizarre.
are getting robbed, jewelry's being stolen,
2 sets of people got
apartments are
robbed.
being ransacked.
Yeah.
What is going on?
And there was a shootout too, right?
There was a shootout during
Really?
a taping of a French TV show.
Wow.
Okay, so what's going on over there?
You know what's weird about that? Now, there's a movie
Cannes
there.
sounds like Compton.
Well, you know, maybe it's just promotion for Ocean's 14. I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm just
that would
saying.
be nice,
That
though.
would be a good
That
plot,
fits in.
right?
It would be, actually.
So no, it's pretty bizarre because what's weird is not only were these jewels stolen, okay, because part of Cannes, the whole Palme d'Or.
Cannes.
Cannes.
Cannes, see?
Part of Cannes, I've been saying Cannes for years. Part of Cannes is that the Palme d'Or is this piece of jewelry that was designed and whatnot. So for jewels to be stolen there is really highly ironic.
Now talk to us about the Palme d'Or. What is that exactly?
The Palme d'Or is
one of the most coveted awards in
It
film,
is.
correct?
It's the highest award that you can get at the film festival. It's given to the director of the best feature at the festival. It's been won by people like Delbert Mann. The first one was Delbert Mann for Marty in 1956.
Okay.
It's been won by Spielberg. It's been won by Coppola several times. It's been won by Quentin Tarantino, you know, and all the biggest name French, British, Italian directors. It's the award to win.
It's a huge, prestigious honor.
It is, but it has nothing to do, like here, maybe with the Oscars, it has
Okay.
nothing to do so much with popularity.
Okay.
So what do they judge on? Who are the judges this year?
Well, this year the judges, most years the judges, and there's only 9 of them, the judges are other filmmakers who have won or who are of note. This year, Nicole Kidman is a judge, Steven Spielberg, he's the jury president, Christoph Waltz is a judge. Yeah, he's great. So people like that, those are the kind of people. And then they always have other directors. They have an Indian actress who's one of the judges. So they mix it up. You get people from all over the world, filmmaking from different disciplines, actors, directors, and writers, and they're the ones who judge. So they're really, you're being judged by your peers.
So do you think that if they win that award, they're more likely to be a box office hit or win an Oscar or something like that?
Well, you're more likely to be respected,
Oh.
and whatever you do, you're sort of a prestige director now. You know, Coppola won for his first feature film, The Conversation. He had won Oscars. He won an Oscar for Patton, but then he won for Conversation was his first film that he wrote and directed, and that's in '74.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal.
That's a huge stamp of approval.
Yes, it is. It's saying, you know, look, Terrence Malick won for Tree of Life.
Oh, yes, he
Now,
did.
Tree of Life was not like a huge financial success.
No, that didn't do well at the box office, but it
But-
was critically acclaimed.
Exactly. It's respected. So getting that is like getting the award of respect.
Gotcha. Okay, so
Let's talk about the glamour.
Yes.
I mean, these celebrities come out in full force, and it's glamour on steroids.
Well, it's glamour, but it's glamour that has been since the 50s. Everybody who's anybody is at Cannes.
Cannes.
Okay, Cannes, which gives out the palm. Okay.
Right.
Why can't you say it the right way?
Don't know. You know, I've been saying it that way. I have to go over there and then they'll tell me.
Okay.
But everybody's there. I mean, right now, speaking of bling and stolen bling, there's a film there called Bling Ring.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Emma from Harry Potter
Harry
movies,
Potter,
yeah.
Emma
Oh,
Watson
that's
from the Harry Potter movies, and this is Sofia Coppola, who is now, you know,
Yeah.
Hollywood royalty.
Yeah, Oscar
this is her new
award-winning
film.
director.
Exactly. So maybe she might win the Palme d'Or.
So what is the Bling Ring about exactly?
Yeah.
Because
Bling
this
Ring-
film has been getting
hearing
a
about
lot
it.
of buzz.
Yeah, it has. Well, it's getting buzz for a couple reasons. Because Sofia Coppola always does interesting pseudo-feminist type of work, and she's Coppola's daughter. And it's got Emma Watson, who's playing essentially a pole dancing bad girl.
Whoa.
Valley girl.
Whoa.
So what it is basically, the premise of Bling Ring is about 5 teenage girls, rich teenage girls, who have nothing to do, and they decide they're going to start robbing celebrities' houses.
Seriously.
And it's based on a series of like this. There really was a Bling Ring.
That's
Right.
true.
And
they hit up a lot of people. Paris Hilton was one of their
Paris Hilton. As a matter of fact, Paris Hilton let her house be used in this film for it to be robbed.
You are
Wow.
She was robbed 6 times in real life.
What? She needs
They
better
almost
security.
stole her dog.
Oh, come on, they're taking
I'm straight up
everything.
serious,
Not the dog.
They almost did.
Oh,
but
gosh.
I mean, that came out in the papers after what?
And this was based on also an article by Nancy Jo Sales,
Yes,
who's a
it
writer
was.
for Vanity Fair.
Lord knows her
Look at you.
movies.
Yes, it was.
No,
yes,
I actually
it
know
was.
Nancy Jo Sales. She's a
okay.
fantastic writer. So yeah, I can't
Well, it
wait
was,
to see
and
this
it's an
one.
interesting premise. I
People
think.
are also talking about Behind the Candelabra.
Yeah, which we'll be seeing here on HBO
Now,
soon.
I gotta say, okay,
look at
that's
you. You're
probably
getting
Sitting up in
excited.
his
It's
chair. I
just
like
so
that.
bizarre. Look at that cast: Matt Damon, Michael Douglas. I mean, Michael Douglas is Liberace. That sounds like a Saturday Night Live skit. Okay, to me. Okay, but it's pretty amazing because I think Michael Douglas is one of those actors who really is not afraid to do anything.
Well, he makes
this
out
point.
with Matt Damon, so
Yes,
clearly he's
he
not afraid to
does.
go
Now,
there.
That is something I never thought I'd see.
Now, is it true that this movie will be released in other countries at the theaters, but
That's it.
in here in the States, it's only
that's-
on HBO? What's
exactly.
that about?
Well, it's in competition at Cannes. Cannes.
Can, yeah.
It's a competition.
We know
at
what you
Cannes.
mean. Just keep going.
Yes, okay. It's a competition at Cannes, and you're right. It's going to be on HBO here towards the end of this month, but it is going to be released. Now, that's not a new thing, but this is the kind of film for here. It might not make it theatrically, but in
Okay.
other countries, Liberace is still a figure that has been known for many years. So a film about him, not unlike a film about Ray. Like Ray, or a film like the Marvin Gaye film that's coming out. That's a film that would have more traction here in America
Well,
than a
Steven
Liberace.
Soderbergh actually said he directed this film, and he actually said that this film was too gay for the movie audience, and that's why it was on HBO.
Really?
Yeah, look it up, honey.
I'll look that up. I didn't I'm gonna call him up, Steven. You didn't tell me this. But no, so that's it's still pretty fascinating. I think it's very interesting.
Well, another thing that's very interesting
And it's based
to
on
me.
a book, by the way.
Okay. Another thing that's interesting to me, though, this year, that there are a lot more black films, either, black stars or writers, directors, and in the past, there haven't been that many that have been previewed at Cannes. So why is it now, all of a sudden, a boost in movies there?
Let me give you a little context. First of all, one of the biggest issues, and this is a huge issue, okay, for black filmmakers, is that there's this myth, and you know how it is with myth. Somebody says something enough times, it becomes true until it isn't. And the myth is that black films don't travel, that there's no foreign market for black film. Okay, in 1995, Will Smith made history by forcing or pushing Michael Bay, not Michael Bay, who was it produced? Bad Boys.
Yeah,
That
that's
guy.
Michael Bay.
No, Michael Bay directed it, but I'm talking about the producer. Well, he convinced the producer to let him go to Cannes to promote it. That film ended up making half of its $140 million in the foreign market, which was unheard of for a film that has mostly black stars.
So it set a little precedent for
It
everybody else.
did, but that was 95.
Right.
It's 2013. So it's been a while. So finally, a number of things are happening. There are a number of films we can talk about that are actually at Cannes, but it's got to change because right now, if the foreign market, which right now accounts for easily 60% of any film that comes out of America, and that's a complete turnaround from 10, 20 years ago.
Definitely.
If black films are continued to be thought of, and I mean black films mostly an all-black cast, like Think Like a Man, any of those type of films that do great here, but supposedly the rest of the world is not interested in black film.
Well, there are some black films that are being featured there. We want you to go through the list real quick.
Yes.
What are some films that we should keep an eye out for?
Well,
like Sexual Healing, I know you're
Sexual
very big
Healing,
fan
that's
of.
the Marvin Gaye film with, that's in my opinion, is probably the film to watch.
Really?
Okay.
Because you see, I think after films like Ray, that's the template. We had 42, any films that really take a black historical figure and put it out there, it's also telling something about America too. So it's one of those things that, you want to see this do well, and it needs to be embraced because we have so many heroes that have not yet been celebrated on film, and that should be. So that's a film I'd say we should watch.
And what about a film about Muhammad Ali?
That's also an interesting film. That's based on a book. It's called Muhammad Ali's Greatest Fight. I don't know if you
Okay.
know, in 1966, Muhammad Ali was a conscientious objector and
Right.
refused to be drafted. He was at the height of his boxing career. It took him 5 years to fight this.
Wow.
Okay, and this is about that. So in the film, he's not actually in the film, but we've got people like Danny Glover playing Thurgood Marshall, and that's another film that's there looking for distribution because he's an iconic world figure. And he's in it in archival footage and whatnot, but you've got all these great actors, Christopher Plummer, all these people playing all these various justices as this went around in America for this to change and for him to be who he is today and be free.
Okay, and lastly, real quick, Blitz Patrol, which I think I'm gonna like, because I was a
this
fan
sounds fun.
of the old school police academy.
You were a fan? Oh, if you're a fan, then that's the movie you want to see. Blitz
Okay.
Patrol is a South African buddy cop film.
I like it already.
okay.
That's a new genre.
Right.
Okay, and it's hilarious. And when you see it, you realize it's kind of the time has come. Because not just for black film from America, but black film in general. The black experience is legitimate as any other experience in the world.
That's right.
So we should be making movies, and some of them should be fun, some of them should be drama, some of them should be documentaries. That's what I think.
Well, we're glad you're bringing them to us,
I am
making us
trying.
aware.
I'm trying.
Thank you so much. And we'll see you maybe next year at Cannes.
Can. I can.
Yeah, at the
I
Cannes Film
I
Festival.
At
can.
the
Get it right.
Cannes
I will
Film
do the
Festival.
Cannes Film
You
Festival.
can get it right, Mike
Con
Sargent.
sounds better, though.
I like Con too.
I like Con.
But I get,
you know,
could
could be Wrath of.
Wrath of Khan. Oh, now we're going
Cough.
over. Okay. let's
Okay,
go back
anyway.
here.
All
All right,
right,
thank you so much.
Thank you. You're
And
welcome.
you're watching Arise Entertainment 360.